In this video today, I'm going to talk about the ABC list, which is the first and basic learning and thinking tool developed by Vera F. Birkenbihl. And we are going to start right now. If you're new to this channel, my name is Nike Hatherley. I do teachings and tutorials of brain-friendly learning methods and tools of the Vera F. Birkenbihl. I show you how to use them in your day-to-day life and give you some insight of how your brain works. So if you want to widen your horizon, develop your knowledge, make learning easier, and be a little bit more creative, simply want to learn more about yourself, then you have come to the right place. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to learn more.
As showed before, we do think associative, and all what we know and learn is saved in our inner archive, our knowledge, memory net, or if you want, filed away in the computer of our unconscious mind. Associative thinking and learning mean that old connections to the past are present, drawn up from the internal archive drawers, your knowledge network or folders of your inner PC. It is also a snapshot of what we know right now, what we just think you can say. Associative thinking is always an inventory of what do I know, what can I do, and what is happening to me today. Do you know the game City, Country, River? It is also known as the geography game. Let me introduce you quickly to this game, as it is the game to the ABC list. Before the game starts, the players determine knowledge categories such as city, country, river, name, profession, and so on, which are then written down on a sheet of paper. Now an initial letter is determined for each game round, for which matching terms must be found in all categories in 1 or 2 minutes. As soon as a player has written down a term for all categories, the round ends, the terms entered are compared, and points are awarded. This classic game is about general knowledge, creativity, and speed accordingly. The concept of the ABC list, developed by Vera F. Birkenbihl, is based on this game. Creating an ABC list can be used as a training exercise in all areas of life. It is a thinking and creativity tool. Elizabeth Loftus discovered decades ago through numerous studies that we humans hang information and words in our brains on the first letter of a word. This is why we find it easier to extract knowledge from our unconscious mind with ABC lists than through traditional brainstorming without structures. As we write a list, we take stock of what we already know. We sift through our knowledge network and pick out individual topics by sticking to keywords. The first concepts we find are still very much on the surface of our thinking. The path to revelation can only be taken if we can let go of the obvious. We find the first yield on the surface. Only after long and frequent reflection on the same topic do ideas emerge from the depths. To create an ABC list, you need a piece of paper, a pen, and a timer. You write the alphabet on the left edge of a sheet from top to bottom, or take one of our finished ABC list. You can find the link in the description below the video. Then you choose a generic term for which the player should come up with words. For example, on the topic, countries of Europe. When the topic is chosen, write it on the top of the list and the date. We have 3 simple rules to follow when working with the ABC list. First rule, wander up and down the alphabet with your eyes. Wherever you think of something, write down your associations. So you start somewhere on the list. It can be the A or H or another place on the alphabet. By wandering up and down, you automatically think of the important information, associations, expressions, ideas, etc. on the topic. In this way, you draw your knowledge directly from the subconscious, even knowledge that you had no idea you have. In other words, subconscious knowledge, Repeat this process until you can't think of anything else or until the time is up. Set a time limit. 2 to 3 minutes are optimal. Second rule, gaps or multiple entries are allowed. The time for schoolwork or multiple choice tests is over. With the ABC list technique, you are also allowed to leave lines blank. If you think of several associations, write them all on the line of the letter in question. If you need more space, simply add a second list. Third rule, this is the literal arabesque, a refined technique. This is an ABC list technique for advanced users that brings further productivity and is recommended for those who want to go further. I want to show you briefly the third rule, the literal arabesques. This is more for advanced ABC list users, but I want to show you that you get an idea of the arabesque. When you have a subject, you can create a new list from an existing list. You create a bridge to a new list with related subjects. Here shown, for example, with the ABC list animals. I made a list of animals. When you look over the list, it is quite mixed. With the literal arabesque, I can create a new list, for example, ants. Make a new list of insects, donkey, a list of farm animals. Like this, you start to categorize in groups. At first, learning with ABC lists seems chaotic and not very goal-oriented. To a certain extent, this is true, because you do not approach your learning content chronologically or thematically. But this is precisely the strength of this method. These are the 5 biggest advantages of ABC lists. You don't need any preparation and only a few auxiliary materials. In principle, pen and paper are enough. You create a knowledge inventory of your learning content and collect your thoughts on a topic. You break down old thought patterns and connect your learning material in a new way. You can dynamically adapt, change and develop ABC lists. This allows you to use them as an overview for a specific topic within your exam preparation. You can repeat entire areas of knowledge in a short period of time, and as the number of repetitions increases, the information remains more secure in your memory. Together, these advantages spark a lasting improvement in your learning units. The methodology is supported by the so-called urban-rural flow effect. Use ABC lists with your fellow students. Turn your exam preparation into a game, but instead of city, country, river, it's statistics, history of literature or physics. Form a study group or challenge a few of your favourite fellow students to a duel. Who can write more words in 5 minutes? Who can fill every line? Which terms can you exchange later? What other ideas do you have for the following discussion? Don't let your exam preparation become boring. Spice up your everyday learning. The city-country flow effect. By preparing your material playfully with ABC lists and repeating it several times, you anchor possible exam content in your memory for a long time and can recall it unerringly. When using ABC lists in a group, typically as a substitute for classic brainstorming, or when dealing with issues that involve larger tasks, repeat these ABC technique sessions several times with time in between. For example, if you want to work on a new business strategy once a week for at least 4 to 5 weeks, this can be done in the course of a normal meeting as it only takes 2 to 3 minutes. The team leader then collects the ABC lists of the participants and consults them successively. ABC lists save huge amounts of money for consultants and staff time, and success will be much better. If you combine the results of a group or a team, i.e., consult them, you will achieve surprisingly holistic results. And moreover, the participants will also be more motivated because everyone has contributed to the overall result. You can also create several lists for yourself on different topics over a longer period. Whenever you have time or you think of something, you go up and down with your eyes and write new associations to it. In this way, you build up a collection of knowledge. This is exactly why you should also use this effect in learning and use ABC lists. And on top, do regular repetitions, as repetition is essential for your learning success. Only if you go through your learning material regularly will you fully understand it and be able to store it in your brain in such a way that you can quickly recall it in any situation needed. Hear the summary of the ABC list in a CAWA, another tool which will be introduced in one of the next videos.